Hey, I installed a Shelly, the 2 p.m. Gen 4 new device. Bought it on Black Friday sale. And you can see here that I can turn off the light from Home Assistant, turn it back on. I have it installed over here, and again I can turn off the light and on, and it's a nice manual override. I wanted to basically warn you not to do this sort of DIY job because it was super challenging, and now I'm going to show you why. I'm going to take this apart now because you may have noticed an issue here. So this is down. If I turn it off, it doesn't do anything. So what I need to do is essentially rewire it so that it's using the two-way switch instead of the one-way switch. So that's complicated. First things first, the reason why I do not recommend this is because this is live, and that will kill you. And I've nearly killed myself in the past. And as you can see in this bundle of wires, that's the major problem here. It's kind of difficult to identify the live. You need a multimeter to discover the live. And it's quite easy if you make a mistake. I nearly killed myself on an extractor fan because I didn't realize that one of them was still live even when I turned it off. Live electricity, extremely dangerous. I do not recommend a non-electrician doing what I'm doing. But I'm just going to show what I'm going to do for the purpose of education here. I'm just going to turn off the power on the main switchboard back here. And then first things first, you need a pretty good light. You need a screwdriver to get this cover off. I really like this DeWalt set here. Now the biggest problem I had fitting the Shelly was the space. There was an existing one gang white switch here, but it was too small. It was too small. And I had to buy a deeper one gang switch here in order to fit the Shelly in. And even then, even though I sourced the biggest one gang switch I could find and one of the slimmest switches, you can see that there's just hardly any space in here. It's very, very difficult to wire this up. I mean, of course, the situation here is a bit weird, how the earth wires come in and how different cables come in, how they're joined together, because I have I have four lights technically, and all the wires are coming in here. So that's why it's a little bit confusing, but you get the problem here. The Shelly is jammed in here, and I mean, maybe it's different in your country, but here, there's just no space in UK one gang plugs to get the job done. So it's an absolute nightmare. This is a nightmare. I do not recommend doing it. Now, normally I would recommend you just double checking after turning off the power about the live, but I've done this a few times. The other thing I wanted to point out is that I bought a crimper and some ferrules. I bought these from Amazon. The Sumline kit. I mean, maybe it's this crappy kit, but what happens is that when I crimp these to the ends of these cables, and then I put it into the Shelly or the switch, and since it's so tight in here, the ferrules just tend to break and leave and then I had to spend time sort of fishing out the broken ferrules from inside the Shelly just to get the job done. It was a nightmare. Well, this one's come off. See, there's a problem right here. This needs to go into here. Goodness. But I can tell you this one way is not correct. I need to put it into the two-way. So I just took it apart and it fell apart. Problems. Nothing but problems, this. I've just have it so that I just twist the stranded core. Maybe this is easier with single core. I don't really know. Righty tighty. You're in there. Now taking the Shelly out to rewire this one is going to be a pain. Utter pain, I bet. Please don't let another wire pop out. Apologies in advance if you can't see anything. I should have perhaps got more. I have to do the autofocus. I need to switch this one from one way to two way. Did I mention I don't recommend you guys do this at work? This is actually working off Wi-Fi because Zigbee or Thread I don't think has the range. If you don't have Wi-Fi here, this thing is not going to work. And furthermore, I've got it into a metal case, which of course is probably not going to be that good. So wherever you install the switch, which I don't recommend you do you have Wi-Fi that reaches here really well? I did buy a gland here, by the way, in case I get questions about it. But I couldn't get it to fit over the bunch of cables that are coming in. Actually, let's just quickly test it before I screw it back in. See if I got what I want. Lights on, lights off, lights on. Perfect. So yeah, even my phone is dropping off Wi-Fi here, even though the access point is just out there. So it's not the most reliable thing, but it's nice nonetheless. I mean, there's always the manual override, which I really like about this system. It's got power meter too. Yeah, well, geekery aside, again, I just don't recommend you guys do this. Like the video. Subscribe for more. How's this weather? How's this weather?